People may wonder how this is so. I have a template, a system on my template that is deeper than the cashlight system, that will compel a boom in the number of accounts held by banks countrywide. The implication is that it is a must to employ bigger people, to employ larger people rather. It is a must to expand the branch network to every nook and cranny of Nigeria. Then I have as item 13, and a thing that may interest every Nigerian. Today, if you take a new house, apart from the punitive 2 years, 3 years rent or 1 year or so that you pay, to be able to equip that house or that apartment, you pay cash down for everything you buy, from dining table to your bed to your settee. That is not economic planning. That is why Nigerians run away from Nigeria. Because as soon as they get to Britain and they can secure a job, they have credit for almost everything. So, my item 13 is to move Nigeria away from the full cash payment syndrome, under which the generality of asset buyers pay in full at the time of purchasing, and replacing it with a policy-assisted extended payment plan to 24 months or 36 months. Not for selected buyers, but to constitute that new system as the norm to cover all citizens. But it also means we must have a new population management system so that Mr. XYZ does not take credit in Lagos and shift base to Osun State. So you see, these solutions are networked. They affect each other. So much that it is only if the government at the center is ready to embrace the will that these solutions can come to Nigeria. Apart from these solutions, I have 40 other solutions that affect everyday life of the common man in Nigeria. For a presentation such as this, I cannot go on and on and on and on and read them out to you. But they're here. If only one would have the benefit of public addresses or public speeches to be hosted by stakeholders, students, Labour Congress and the like, it is then possible to spend hours to propound these things and explain to Nigerians. Now I know that at this stage, Nigerians will want to know, well, you've told us you've been in contact with federal government, but maybe you have not been in contact as many times as you should have been in contact. To all such doubters, I have an answer. I have here before me 23 letters written to the federal government from 1984 to 2013. I have, on the 16th of March 1984, a letter to the head of the federal military government, along with its attachments, along with my publication, Nigeria from Austerity to Prosperity. December 1989, a memorandum on prevention of high interest rates and inflation from negating the positive intents of SAP. In 1990 March, a detailed review of the 1989 budget. I can go on and on and on to my letter on the socio-economic remodeling of Nigeria in August 1992, on to that of 5th May 1994, a letter to the Chief of Air Staff titled Solutions to the Major Problems of Our Country. On the 30th of November 1994, a letter to His Excellency General ALADE, Chief of General Staff. In December 2003, a project paper titled Policemen's Homes Project, intended to provide homes for all policemen, that they should all retire into their homes at zero cost to the federal government. In June 2004, a project paper titled Nigerian Servicemen's Home Project, being the item for policemen, expanded to cover all servicemen. In July 2004, a letter plus enclosures to His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, then President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. In May 2011, a letter plus attachments to the incumbent president. In May 2012, yet another letter. In March 2013, a letter on my behalf by the law firm of Wetier Law Advocates, signed by Barrister Abe, and sent to the President, to the Senate President, to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, to the Vice President as well. And I did not have any response from March 2013 until I explained on a TVC program in October or November 2014 that it is the habit of our leaders to receive letters from compatriots and not to acknowledge. It was only then that a letter went to my lawyer and he gave me a copy. But up till now, nobody has asked for details of the solutions. You will wonder, are there men of honor, men of knowledge who have assessed my work? Have they said anything about my work? Let me tell you the first. The late Major General James Oluleye, CFR, who himself was former Minister of Finance of Nigeria, he said, and I now quote, "What is obvious is that the work is a contribution to the research in the resolution of Nigeria's multifaceted problems and may go beyond supplementing existing ideologies and assume a pivot on full examination. A problem that may forestall implementation of the concept is funding, but happily, the author has dealt with revenue derivation exhaustively, ending in judicious resource allocation." I give you the opinion of Basharun J.K. Randall, himself a frontline accountant and ex-managing partner of Pitt Mawick, the international firm of accountants. He said, and I quote, "It will do the country a great deal of good if his suggestions for turning the economy around are accepted and implemented. The author deserves commendation for coming up with solutions that are refreshing, novel, yet practical. He has demonstrated in no unmistakable terms that there is indeed an alternative to SAP." I have said earlier how I have met the president or almost met the president on some occasions, so I don't need to repeat that. Let me go straight to my conclusions. Nigerians, fellow Nigerians, we are all politicking now, and I think this is the watershed. It is the best time to get the attention of Nigerians to know what to look for. Oftentimes, politicians come to us and promise to tar the road into our bedroom, and then we nod, especially when there is a little naira to give us. There has been no politician that has shown you his timeline. I will accomplish XYZ items, and this is the timeline. If I don't achieve this timeline, call on me to resign, I will. It has never happened in Nigeria. So what you have are promises that are hanging up there in the air. But whatever we do, whatever comes out of elections 2015, let all of us know that our lives are in our hands. With 30 million jobless people roaming the streets, anything can happen to us. And since we have solutions now, let it be known to all and sundry that our solutions are on our soil. We don't need to go outside to have solutions to our problems. I pray that elections 2015 will go on well. I pray that the aftermath will benefit every Nigerian. Should anyone want to have a copy of my 1984 book, From Austerity to Prosperity, or my 1992 book, A Socio-Economic Remodeling of Nigeria, in which I predicted all that is now happening. Please reach me on telephone number 0708 301 2465. I repeat, 0708 301 2465. Unfortunately, because of the influx of messages, I can only take texts. Or by email at citizena.ng@gmail.com. citizena.ng@gmail.com. Also on my website, www.socioeconomichorizons.com. Again, www.socioeconomichorizons.com. Once again, I am Dr. Faisudeen Olusegun Alade. I am not a politician, and I am not after the interest of any politician, but the interest of our 160 to 170 million people. That Nigeria does not suddenly become a refugee camp one day is what I am after. Thank you. God bless Nigeria, and God save our nation.